What's going on, everybody? For those who don't know, I go by BLSG, and this is another Sixers offseason video. If you guys are new to this channel and love talking Philly sports nearly every single day, go down below and hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and make sure to turn on the notification bell so you guys are instantly notified whenever I upload a new video. Now, as you guys already know, free agency has been absolutely crazy so far in terms of signings and trades. And before I talk about what I want to talk about, I'm just going to say some of the signings and trades that have happened during free agency so far. So some of the signings and trades that have occurred so far is that Rudy Gobert has officially been traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Zach LaVine stays with the Chicago Bulls on a 5-year, $215 million Supermax deal. Malcolm Brogdon has officially been traded to the Boston Celtics. Zion Williamson plans to sign his Supermax extension with the New Orleans Pelicans. Nikola Jokic stays with the Denver Nuggets on a 5-year, $270 million Supermax extension. John Morant signs his max rookie extension at 5 years, $193 million. That could be up to $231 million. The Washington Wizards have re-signed Bradley Beal to a 5-year, $251 million contract. Kevon Looney has re-signed with the Warriors on a 3-year, $25 million contract, and so many more trades that I'm not going to get into right now that have occurred. That is how crazy free agency and the trades have been this offseason. But now I'm going to get into what I've talked about right now. So if you guys did not see yesterday, the Philadelphia 76ers signed 3 new players from the Houston Rockets, in which for the fact that Daryl Morey is starting to form either the Philadelphia Rockets or the Houston 76ers, whichever one works better personally. And he signed 3 more former Houston Rockets players to the Philadelphia 76ers that I am going to go over right now. And the first one that Daryl Morey went out and signed is former Miami Heat forward PJ Tucker, who signed a 3-year, $33 million deal with the Sixers. Honestly, I think it is a little bit overpaid, but it's honestly not like the Tobias Harris contract of 5 years, $180 million. But PJ Tucker can honestly provide us something. But even though these stats might not be good and might concern you guys, I'm going to tell you the reason why PJ Tucker is going to be something for this team. So for PJ Tucker, in terms of stats here, PJ Tucker averages 7 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 1.5 assists per game, 1 steal per game, but no walks per game. And then you're probably asking yourselves, BLSG, why is PJ Tucker a good signing for the Philadelphia 76ers, and why did he get signed 3 years, $33 million? The reason being is because, and also that I like this signing, is because PJ Tucker is a very good role player off the bench. And the Sixers need role players bad that can come off the bench and hopefully bring your bench a lot of points and a lot of scoring, rebounding, assists, steals, blocks, and just put up very good stat lines. And PJ Tucker is that kind of guy, even though despite the fact he only averages 7 points a game, and especially with the rebounds and the assists as well being, kind of low and a little mediocre, he's still a good role player off the bench. And the Sixers need role players because they really didn't have very good role players last year, and they need better role players this year. And it starts by Daryl Morey going out and getting PJ Tucker yesterday rather, by the start of free agency. And in terms of PJ Tucker shooting, he shot 43% from the field, 36% from 3, and 75% from the free throw line is what PJ Tucker shoots the basketball at with percentages. And if you guys look back to my other video thinking about some moves that Daryl Morey could make and bring in, and I said in that video that one of the signings was PJ Tucker to the Sixers. It was before unlikely that it would happen, but it has happened officially. Honestly, for me, I like the shooting from the field, and I like the shooting from 3, but the free throw line, the free throw shooting has got to be better. I need to see shooters, especially forwards and guards, above 80% is what I need to see them at in terms of shooting from the free throw line. And I think PJ Tucker can bring that free throw percentage up a little bit. But if he can't and can just be the role player that we want him to be, then that is perfectly fine with me. So next, that the Philadelphia 76ers and Daryl Morey went out and signed in free agency yesterday. They also went out and signed former Houston Rockets forward Danuel House to a 2-year, $8.5 million deal. Danuel House averages 8.5 points a game, 4 rebounds per game, 1 assist per game, 1 steal a game, and no blocks per game. Similar to the PJ Tucker situation, he's not the biggest guy, the biggest and best guy coming off the bench, but he still provides you the points. He still can give you points off the bench. Our best bench player was literally Shake Milton last year, and this is an improvement with Danuel House coming to the Philadelphia 76ers and coming off the bench for Philly. This is much better than what Shake Milton was. Shake Milton was our best bench player last year, guys, and he only averaged 5 points a game. And this is definitely a step in the right direction by bringing in Danuel House. And at the end of the day, with these stats, I think he can also bring it up a little bit. He is going to be a nice, solid piece off the bench. He also does have the experience, so he definitely does know what it's like to play in the NBA. He shoots 43% from the field, 37% from 3, and 76% from the free throw line. So similar to PJ Tucker, guys. So similar with the shooting from the field and the 3-point shooting. Those two are both good, but the free throw shooting has to take it up a notch. Danuel House, I have to see him over 80% from the free throw line. I can't see that I'm under 80%. Centers I can see. Forwards and guards I can't. So Danuel House, similar to PJ Tucker, has to step up on his free throw shooting when it all comes down to it. Now the third guy that Daryl Morey has also went out and signed was former Houston Rockets guard Trevelin Queen. He signed a 2-year, $3.5 million deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, this is a little different here because this guy right here, he's not really going to be the best guy coming off the bench, but he's just going to, kind of run a little bit with the cleanup crew. So, Paul Reed, Charles Bassey, Isaiah Joe, he's going to run with those guys when he gets the playing time, if he even does get playing time in this case. But he averages 4 points per game, 1.5 rebounds per game, half an assist per game, half a steal per game, but no blocks per game from Trevelin Queen. He also shoots 46% from the field, 38% from 3, and he's perfect from the free throw line because he doesn't take that many shot attempts, so he kind of is going to be perfect from the free throw line, especially if his free throw shooting is efficient like it should be in the NBA. Now, this is a little bit of a different story, though, with Trevelin Queen, because his NBA stats are way different from his G League stats, and his G League stats are going to impress you big time. So, his G League stats, ladies and gentlemen, his G League stats are really going to impress you, mark my words. In the G League, he averaged 22 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 4 assists per game, 3 steals, and no blocks per game. Now that is honestly shocking you guys right now. That is probably shocking you guys right now. That in the G League, Trevelin Queen played phenomenal. And by the way, he played with the Rio Grande Valley Vipers in the G League. And it's crazy how there is such a difference from how he played in the G League to the NBA. I know they're two different leagues, but the way that you play in the G League is how you gotta show out in the NBA if you're going to play like that. But you normally don't see G League players that go to the NBA. You don't really see them ball out, get a lot of playing time, unless if there are a lot of injuries to your starting 5, and then all the bench pieces have to come in. And honestly, at the end of the day, even though Trevelin Queen is, not so great in the NBA, but is really good in the G League, he, in the G League, also shot, like I said before, if I hadn't said it already, 47% from the field, 33% from 3, and then 75% from the free throw line. So again, all these guys that they have in common, not only are they all former Houston Rockets players, but they also have one thing that they all need to step up on. It's not the shooting from the field, it's not the shooting from three, it's the free throw shooting. You see these guys, even though Trevelin Queen, even though he was perfect from the free throw line in the NBA, but only 75% in the G League, you have to see more from your players, especially if they're good role players. You have to see more, and you have to see guys like this shoot over 80% from the free throw line. And the fact that Trevelin Queen is able to at least come off the bench and be, just a cleanup crew member is something that we need to look forward to as this Sixers cleanup crew is continuing to be built. You have Paul Reed that's running with the cleanup crew, Charles Bassey, Isaiah Joe, and now you add Trevelin Queen to the cleanup crew to play with those guys when it comes down to the last few minutes of the game, or if they even get more playing time, maybe it's a half a quarter, even a quarter of basketball. But at the end of the day, I like these signings, but especially PJ Tucker and Danuel House. Trevelin Queen, I like him too, even though he's not going to get a lot of playing time. But leave your guys' thoughts down below in the comments section. How do you feel about these three free agency signings? Let me know how free agency is going for you guys as a whole. For me, it is going crazy right now. And let me know, is Daryl Morey trying to bring all the Rockets players into Philly and try to form the Philadelphia Rockets or the Houston 76ers? Leave your guys' thoughts down below in the comments section. Want to see what you guys think, and let's go Sixers, man. Anyway, guys, see you next time. Peace out. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Go Sixers!